Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Pointy Not Sharp. Today I'm taking a look through the Goulburn War Memorial. One of my friends recommended this place to me, and driving past Goulburn I had to stop and have a look. Now, out the front, they've got two German-made houses, both made by Krupp. And this one here, I believe, was captured in France in 1918 and brought back. It was allocated to the city of Goulburn. And they've got another one just behind me that was captured in Palestine. Now, the actual memorial itself is separated into two buildings. There's this cottage, which is an older building. Mainly sort of has a lot of uniforms and a couple of weapons inside it too. And then opposite there's a much newer sort of like memorial building. Just taking a look at the model of the HMAS Goulburn, the Australian Navy ship. But they've got some pretty interesting stuff inside, like just having a look here. We've got some bits and pieces brought back. I believe, Second World War, got Japanese flag, folding machete, got your Saddam Hussein playing cards. And then we've got a couple more modern uniforms, like the DPDU Desert Cams on the right. And I believe that's the current issue service dress. It only came in a couple of years ago, and then some World War II and World War One uniforms. I'm not sure if they're original or replicas. Replica, there you go. Moving over here, we've got a nurse's uniform, and this looks like a display of stuff that's been donated by a combat engineer. It looks like he's done a trip over to either Afghanistan or Iraq. I didn't really stop to have too much of a look, unfortunately. I was in a little bit of a rush. Had the kids waiting for me out in the car, and we're mid-road trip. But there's plenty to see and have a look at. So I wish I could have stopped to take a better look and read all the descriptions. So if you know what I'm looking at, please feel free to let me know below. Nice big display case on the right there, full of books. I'd love to get stuck into those. A couple more uniforms. I'd love to read, get stuck into the books there. I can only imagine what's in them. This room here was pretty cool. There was all kinds of bits and pieces in here. Again, sorry I'm kind of rushing through it. I was really short on time. It looks like we've got a whole bunch of like pioneer or engineer type tools, like little hand axes and saws. And below that looks like a light horse, the leather leg things. I don't know what they're called. A couple of entrenching tools and all kinds of things. If I make any mistakes, guys, please feel free to correct me, because while I know a fair bit about bayonets and a fair bit about rifles, not too much about the older stuff, like the periscope there and the typewriter. No idea what that is. A couple of belts. I love the Imperial German helmets. I'll definitely have to get one for my collection one day. But Y cutters are something I've got into a little bit lately. I've been introduced to them a little bit, probably through the Portuguese bayonets, like the 1904 with the combination frogs and Y cutters. They had quite a few of these German anti-tank rifles, which I thought were really cool. These ones are not complete, but they've got a much more complete one in the main memorial building. And I'll take a better look at that one in a minute. Now, this room here was by far my favourite. There's all kinds of stuff, cutlery sabres, rifles, ammunition, current and old. Like all kinds of bits and pieces there. You've got 303, 556, 762 NATO, Link, L1A2 bayonet there. And these rifles had a bit of everything there. I'm not certain everything is correctly labelled, and where I can, I've tried to get in close and look at markings, but that's definitely a SMLE and definitely a Lee Metford. Some of the other rifles I wasn't completely familiar with. I probably have to take a closer look at to really know what I'm looking at, but this one here was a Turkish Mauser. I tried to get in close and take a look at the markings above the chamber, but I couldn't see from where I was standing, and I couldn't quite get the camera in there. But no, that's some really, really nice rifles. What's this one here? It's a Arasaka. I'm not much of an Arasaka guy. I don't know a terrible lot about them. There's a lot of interesting rifles here, though. Like the Martini Cadet rifle on the left of the frame then, and I think it's a Kar 98K there. I could be wrong. The VZ24 bayonet on it, so probably not too correct. We've got this cool grenade catapult at the back here with the picture of it. The nice little mock-ups of homemade grenades with food tins, or food cans. This bayonet wall was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. It's a lot of P1907s. There are a couple of interesting things in here, like nice little Arasaka down the bottom there. Up the top of this case was a really interesting, I don't even know what it'd be, like some kind of trench-made knife or dagger or something. Well, that's what they've called it. I've never seen one like it. Thought that was pretty cool. Just stuff you'd expect to see, though, like 8498s, and there's a couple of swords in this one. Japanese and saber. Lancaster bayonet, I think. 9805s down the bottom of the case. What we've got here, kind of like a grenade projector of some kind. But this is the main museum here. This first display case here, I thought was very, very cool. We've got gas masks, and the one in the center there is a gas mask for a horse. I thought that was pretty cool. Nice map. I wish I had time to stop and find out exactly what it represented. I assume it's countries involved in the First World War. Here's our anti-tank rifle I was talking about before. So it's pretty much only missing the bolt. No idea where that's gone. And you can't really see it in the video here, but on the top of the receiver there is the Mauser stamp. It didn't come up in video, but I could make it out pretty well in person. But yeah, there's some really, really cool stuff in this this museum. I'll definitely have to go back and take a much more detailed look. German flare launcher down the bottom there, a couple of entrenching tools. What we got here? Helmets and armor. I don't know if that's theatre made or proper issued armor. This was really cool. So down the bottom there, that sheet of steel, it's actually like a splint. So it's a German splint. I think this is sort of like all the medicine of the time. Yeah, so that there in center of frame. What do we got over here? As I previously said, I've definitely got to come back and really take the time to read all the descriptions. This looks like a painting of the training camp they had in Goulburn for the First World War. And what we got here looks like the casing for a shell. They had a nice video playing the whole time as well. I haven't kept the sound because, well, there's a lot of background noise of people chattering and stuff as well. A couple of Maxim guns. One thing I didn't really get time to have a look at because I was in a bit of a rush. Behind me there's a display for Indigenous soldiers who have served in Australia. Here it is. I did get a bit of a photo. They really haven't copped a lot of recognition throughout the years. I've served with a bunch who have been absolutely fantastic, and we do have a bit of a horrible history with our Indigenous people here in Australia, which is quite sad. Now, up here on the hill, there's the Rocky Hill Tower, and this is a memorial that was actually first conceived during the war, but wasn't completed or decided upon until sometime in the 1920s. I can't remember when. I actually lived in Goulburn for about a year, and I used to see this tower all the time, and I never got the time to go have a look because I was doing study at the time. But inside, they've got a really nice memorial to the residents of Goulburn who passed away during the First World War. It's got the Rising Sun badge, lest we forget, and the Roll of Honour here on the wall. I'm always struck by the size of these rolls because Goulburn is not a big town today. And to think that many people from Goulburn were lost 100 years ago, that's a significant proportion of the town. But yeah, you can climb the tower. They've got a whole bunch of really nice photos with descriptions on the walls from Gallipoli, France, the Middle East, all the theatres that Australian forces fought in during the war. So yeah, nice little climb. It really makes me wish I knew more about my own family history and the theatres that people in my family would have served in. Feel a bit guilty for not knowing. I understand my history from the Second World War, but not the First. And up the top we have a excellent view of Goulburn. So we've got the bushland out that way, and as we walk around, there's a car park below. That's the museum down there, and that's the city of Goulburn, I guess. It's not huge. Out there you got the Supermax jail, sort of front and centre, and then to the left you got the police academy off in the distance. And going back down the path towards the museum, you can see the newer building on the left there, so the shiny walls, that's the main museum, and then the cottage on the far side, that's the first building I went into. And just here on the left is that last gun I was talking about, the one that was captured in the Middle East, in Palestine, I believe. Looking at the barrel, it looks like it's been sabotaged. It's had the barrel blown, probably prior to capture. Anyway, guys, that's a very brief look at the Goulburn War Memorial. I thoroughly encourage you to go have a look. It's absolutely fantastic.